AITAH for telling my girlfriend I deserve better than her because of a comment she made 7 years ago. I 26M was in a relationship with my ex-girlfriend Jessie 26F for 4 years. We were really close friends from childhood and she was my best friend. We started dating after college. During my college years, I used to go to parties frequently to have a good time. During one such party, I saw Jessie in a room with her friends and I wanted to catch up with her. The room was all girls, so I waited outside and stayed out of sight. However, what was said in the room that night stung me a lot, and it hurt me really badly for a very long time. The topic of discussion was how many shots of tequila they'd take to sleep with a person. They were going through all boys in our friend group, and I was nervous about what Jessie would say when my name came up. Because I had wanted to ask her out so many times before, but never got the courage to do so. Well, when my name came up, a girl from my friend group joked that she would have to drink till she got alcohol poisoning to sleep with me, and Jessie laughed at that and agreed. And everyone laughed and then moved on to the next name. That was a massive gut punch. I felt horrible, and I quietly left the party. I had never dated anyone in my life at that point, and that comment gave me a reality check because it just meant no one found me attractive. I felt horrible. In the next few months, I was struggling a lot. When I had gone home that Christmas break, I told my sister everything because I had no one else to tell to, and it was horribly embarrassing. My sister and I were never that close before, but when I told my sister about the comment and how it made me feel, she cried. I did not tell my sister about Jessie being in the group. Over the next year, my sister helped me become better groomed. Individually, I focused on fitness and a clean diet, but my sister taught me all the little things I never realized I was lacking or doing wrong. Things like maintaining clean facial hair and head fair, keeping fingernails and toenails clean, wearing well-fitted clothes, smelling good, and a bunch of other small things. Even at home, she started teaching me how to live a clean lifestyle. My sister helped me pick a hairstyle which suited me and also gave me a dress sense. I also started joining some student clubs at college which interested me, and I kept myself busy. By the end of the year, I had lost some weight and become more physically fit, but also my outlook towards life had changed and I felt fresher, cleaner, and more motivated. I started dating a girl who met at one of the student clubs. We dated for a few months and it was fun. We had a mutual breakup after graduation because we would move different states for our jobs. It was my first time dating someone and it was a really good experience. But I also had a lot of other things going on in my life, so the breakup didn't hurt too much and dating wasn't on the top of my priorities anymore. All these years, Jessie and I were still friends and I had repressed my hurt feelings. We surprisingly started dating. She indirectly asked me out when she kissed me when we were hanging out. However, as we started developing feelings for each other over months and years, my repressed feelings started coming to the surface. We dated for years and we were seriously in love and also talking about marriage. But I was also extremely sad and confused at the same time because of how degraded and horrible I felt many years ago. I was feeling really scared, sad, but also deep in love. I genuinely loved Jessie. I could not hold my feelings in any longer, and last month I confessed to my sister. I told her that Jessie was in the friend group that made that alcohol poisoning comment many years ago, and that Jessie had also agreed and laughed along with the comment. My sister was shocked, and we had a serious discussion for a few hours, where my sister told me I deserved much better than Jessie, and that I deserved someone who respected me. And it was really shameful of Jessie to be my close friend, and then also my sister opened my eyes and finally gave me clarity on the confused feelings I was feeling for years. The next day, I spoke with Jessie and told her I was not emotionally fulfilled in the relationship, and I no longer wanted to be with her. I told her I deserved better than her, I deserved someone who loved me and respected me as a person, and I no longer wanted her as a friend either. I then finally told her about alcohol poisoning comment from years ago, and how that had destroyed my mental health for months. Jessie was crying and was genuinely apologetic about it, and I accepted her apology. But I told her I didn't want to be with her anymore, and Jessie has now moved out, and while I'm very sad about the relationship ending and also about breaking Jessie's heart because she was really serious about building a life with me, I also feel a bit of relief, and that bullet in my heart seems to finally be gone, and I no longer feel that hurt from the alcohol poisoning comment many years ago. Was I in it for breaking up with Jessie? I destroyed my ex-boyfriend's Lego sets and gave him 1 week to move out after he threw away my teddy bear. I, 24F, have been living with my 25 meters now ex-boyfriend for about 8 months now. I have a teddy bear that my grandmother gave to me when I was younger. It has no monetary alum, but the sentimental value is more important. When I was 8, she gave it to me while she was struggling with cancer. It was stage 4 and spread quickly, and there was nothing they could do. She gave me a teddy bear and told me to take care of it, and I could talk to the teddy bear whenever I missed her. She gave me a teddy bear and told me to take care of it, and I could talk to the teddy bear whenever I missed her. She got one of those talking MICs put in it, and it would say, "I hope you're feeling loved today because I love you more than all the stars in the sky and all the fish in the sea, and you mean the world to me." She would say that all time when I would spend the night. He knows how much it means to me. I told him. He's seen me hugging the bear and sitting outside to talk to my grandma when I was sad or just needed to vent without judgment or even a response. 2 days ago, he decided that it was raggedy and not appealing to look at. I can admit, Bear has been through it. I carried it around with me everywhere for 2 years. He would go in my book bag when I went to school, went to dance class with me. He even went out of town when I had cheer meets when I got into high school. My cousin pulled out one of his eyes when it was sewn back on and then ripped off again. You get it, but he was mine. I found a button that was exactly like his from some bear at a Goodwill and was going to sew it in his eye. I went to my room. We have separate bedrooms. I can decorate my space how I want and have my workspace, and the same for him. But we always sleep together. I just never had my own room and have only been living alone for 2 years, so I want to keep that for a while. I went in there to do it and he wasn't on my bed. I went scouring for him for hours and he watched me. I started to cry because that was the last thing she gave me, and she made special for me. He finally told me he threw it away because it was disgusting, and he hated coming in my room and seeing it. I got so mad and I felt so betrayed. He likes to spend time on Legos and building them. He's built the Eiffel Tower, the Harry Potter Tower, a cherry blossom tree, and dozens of other. I went to his room and I destroyed them all. I threw the pieces around the room and out the window and in the garbage. He came in screaming at me and saying, how dare I touch his things he bought with his money, and he spent hours on it. I told him he can do I and spend hours rebuilding it someplace else because I'm done with him. He started telling me I was overreacting and whatever else. I forget a lot of the argument because I was pissed. I told him he had 1 week to get his things out and move out, but he wasn't staying here while it happened. He started telling me that I couldn't do that and he paid bills. I told him I really don't give a shit and to get out or I'd call the police. We have mutual friends and he's told them a completely different story because 2 have texted me asking how could I do that to him, and I really don't care to clear it up. In the moment I didn't feel bad, but now I kind of do because that's his hobby, but I was so hurt and betrayed by what he did. He's even called me a few times saying he'll get me another and we can work on things and don't throw away 3 years over a mistake, but I am completely disgusted by him. The stories never end.